Uh, 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 uh.
Hey, sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports News here live on this Saturday morning for What's Happening College Football, where we're going to be talking about some things that are going on in college football, some of this NIL news, some of the news coming out of BYU, and we're going to talk about Week 7 slate of games, the games that we think will have some type of implications on conference standings and on possibilities of teams making it to the college football playoffs. I'm here with my man FanDuel Zaya of the FanDuel Zaya podcast. How you feeling this morning, my brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Y'all know what it is. We are back with another banger.
Back with another banger. Right now, it seems like it's just going to be me and my man FanDuel Zaya tackling this show today. We might have a couple of more people come in later on in the show. But we're going to go ahead and get right started. We're not going to waste any time. Let's go with this first question that we have on the docket. How do you feel about college football forming a CBA and making student athletes employees? And is it the best? Is this the best way to cut down on lawsuits from either party?
Yeah, I think it's inevitable, man, that you get some type of CBA, just so both parties can come into agreement of the rules and regulations of signing these contracts, man. And I definitely think it's going to cut down on the lawsuits because when you form CBAs, there's parameters that you got to work inside of. So, yeah, I think it's the only common sense. I feel like every workforce got some type of union or something, CBA or something to protect the employee and the employer. So, I think this is a no brainer.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a no-brainer as well. They have to. I don't know how I feel about them becoming employees, but at the same time, I understand that if they go into a collective bargaining agreement with a CBA, they're probably going to have to do that as well so that they can make sure that both parties are in agreement on what's going to take place with these contracts so that we can cut down on lawsuits. I think it's inevitable as well. I just wish that somebody would jump out in front of it. Even though we hear a lot of people talking about it, who's going to actually jump out in front of it and make it happen and put something in motion? Will it come out through the clearinghouse? What will happen? Will it come out through the presidential commission? Who's going to make the move to make sure that this thing gets done so that we don't have all of this turmoil that seems to be coming up because of NIL?
Yeah, I think the athletic directors is going to be having to be the ones that forefront this because they understand that the money that these schools are getting and how they need to be allocated. So I think it's probably best that they get together. I mean, maybe you do it conference by conference and then you do a big Zoom call or something, but they understand where the money is at, where it needs to go. So I think they probably have a better idea of like pretty much the parameters of signing these contracts with these players.
Yeah. Let me throw this one out there. If they do go to something like this and the athletes become employees, how do they work in the well, maybe they might not have to, in the parameters of I'm injured and I can't work, or I'm sick and I can't work. Would that become something that might come up in these kind of situations? I mean, I know we got CBAs in the NBA and places like that, and when players say that they're hurt, they go to the trainer or whatnot, and they confirm it or say it's not so. But the player don't go out there on that court, and the player don't practice. So would that be something that might come up in these discussions as well?
I mean, I think everything is gonna get thrown on the table, but this the thing. These contracts are fully guaranteed for real. So there is no way after you sign a fully guaranteed contract can you not pay somebody just because they got hurt. Getting hurt is a part of football. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we can't see the future in what happens with injuries. I don't think that you're going to be able to sign these contracts and then tell a kid that he can't get paid because he got hurt playing. And now, if you get hurt playing outside of the sport or something like you hearing these guys on these ATVs and all that, and they doing stuff and on the weekends or something, and they getting hurt. That's a different situation. Maybe you can have some language in the contract that say if you get hurt with non-football relative activities, then maybe your pay get docked. But I don't see no way they're gonna be able to balance that just because of the nature of the sport. Period.
Yeah. Okay, that was a good answer to that question. Let's look at this next one. When 2026 recruits commit and sign a deal with a school, are they getting any type of pay from the school during their senior year of high school?
I'm sure they are, bro. Like we heard what happened with Nico when the information came out that Tennessee was paying him 300,000 and he wasn't even on campus yet. So I'm sure some guys out there that's probably highly rated enough and such a big need for a program that they probably sending payments already for sure.
I think so too. I mean, how can you get around it? I mean, if you got this kid that's already committed to you and he's already signed the NIL contract or whatnot, I mean, you gotta go ahead and be like, listen, I gotta give him this to make sure he gonna come and not renege on coming to us. So you gotta give him some like um, in good faith money, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that he gonna come or she gonna come, you know. So I think they're probably definitely getting money right now.
Yeah,
As
that when I heard that the Tennessee gave 300, I'm just thinking like, bro, 300 though. Like I don't think you need 300. I
not
think you get
really,
away. I think you can get away with 20,000, bro. It's
yeah,
just senior year. You just need a prom outfit, bro, and a nice ride. You know,
yeah, 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 yeah. Facts. I agree. And I mean, I know they're getting money from NIL in high school from different companies and corporations and businesses and stuff, but we're talking about them being signed to and committed to a school, though. That's
facts,
wow, man. They could be getting money hand over fist at senior high school. Could you imagine that, bro?
man.
That is
Talk about big man on campus.
exactly right. Yeah. If you're a peon, you might as well stay out the way. Don't even come out your classroom.
Facts.
Wait till the classroom hallways. I mean, the hallways are clear before you come out. How difficult of a job do you think it is for the clearinghouse with the contracts they have to review?
Uh, see, this is. I think this is so tricky because I don't understand how they're. I think. Well, I do understand. I think they're evaluating contracts based on like a kid's Twitter following, Instagram following, just social media based of when they're valuing these contracts. But like if a kid got 1 million followers on Instagram, how do they? I don't know how they come up with okay a worthy number for 1 million followers on Instagram. Evaluation is this is a proper evaluation. I don't know how they're doing the numbers, so I don't know that. I think that's just a little above my pay grade, bro. Like, cause I don't know how they're looking at the numbers and the information that they're gathering and whatever the analytics whatever they got going on with it. I really don't understand because like who are they to tell somebody that if you got 1 million followers on Instagram and you got 500K on Twitter, who are you to tell somebody that their contract is only worth $3 million? Like, I just don't understand that part of it. Like, I don't know how they're weighing that. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I know when they're looking at some of these contracts, they're trying to look at the business relationship between the player and these so-called corporations or businesses. What is this player going to be doing in terms of this business to be getting this endorsement? Are they going to be doing commercials? Are they going to come and do signings? They're trying to make sure that the person that this the person that is being given the NIL package, are they doing something for the business in order to get that money to make sure that ain't nobody just giving them a brown bag of money and telling them to go on their way. They're trying to make sure that they're actually doing something for the business or corporation um, that is signing them to this deal. They're trying to make sure that they don't got no underhanded dealings taking place. And I wonder how difficult that is for them to navigate because it's probably easy to say that a person is doing this, this, and this, and they're not actually doing this, this, and this. You know, you can say this player is coming to do so many hours, volunteer hours, or signing some memorabilia or whatnot. But how do you prove that this person is coming and doing it if this student's schedule gets so hectic that they can't? So
Right.
I'm interested in seeing how they work through those kind of situations. Because so far, the 81 of those things that they reviewed, they kicked them back. They didn't like, nah, this isn't legit. And they're thinking that, like I said on the podcast the other day, that some universities are just throwing some stuff out there just to see what the clearinghouse will accept and what they won't accept, so they can see how they can package up some of these deals for some of these players,
Hmm.
which is wild to me. But I can understand it. As a college GM, what do you think is the most difficult part of this NIL?
Um, probably the guarantee aspect of it because, like you said, and really, it's a few things, bro. That's really tough about NIL. It's the allocation of the money, also. Uh, like if I'm a GM, like to kind of figure out, we know football deserves the most money because that brings in the most money. But how do you manage your other sports? Because you go to a Texas or Ohio State, bro. We got 10, 15 programs that's successful, like each and every year. Like they're nationally ranked programs in their respective sports. So just trying to allocate the money will probably be the toughest thing because, like I said, I think the hardest part about the money period is travel expense. And you were saying like how a lot of other sports are regional, so they're not probably moving too far. But it's still travel. We know it's still travel. You know what I'm saying? And just growing up playing AAU basketball, bro, just going down to Akron wasn't cheap. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So like
yeah,
driving to Akron, you got to pay for gas, you got to pay for food while you there, you got to pay for a hotel if you're not planning on making that trip back and forth every day. So it's just a lot to think about. And uh, the last part that I think is the hardest really is so we the Big Ten, we going through these things where you wanna kind of like Ohio State. We know we play all these big noon. We've been trying to keep Fox on the big noon, right?
yeah,
I think NIL is directly affected to like these TV rights deal too. Because and what I mean by that is there has to be a point or some point. I'm just speaking about the Big Ten in general because that's my conference. It has to be at some point where you will have to think like Ohio State. If we got to keep on carrying this news slot, what the hell are we gonna? What the hell are we gonna keep doing this and carrying the Big Ten for? We might go ahead and look at the drawing table and look for a bigger NIL bag by either moving conference or going independent if they don't figure out how to keep us from playing all these noon games and making us feel like we're carrying the Big Ten. You know what I'm saying? And that's a direct thing from NIL because really we not getting the I feel like we're not getting the piece of the pie that we deserve anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot to manage, bro. It's really a lot. I mean, these dudes are very smart, though. A lot of these ads are very smart. Uh, did a lot of schooling, probably got masters and doctor degrees or whatever. You feel me? They be like Bajork. He's a businessman. Period. So I think they'll figure it out, man. These are smart people in these rooms, but we're gonna see like maybe in like 5 years, bruh. Like I feel like 5 years from now, everything the dust is gonna settle, and we're gonna actually see how the sport is gonna be.
Yeah, I think you made a really valid point about this whole Ohio State and this noon time on Big Noon for Fox. And here you are you really carrying Big Noon too for
Yeah,
Fox, and so you're the top of your conference. You the brand, you the name that they most likely look for to play at noontime. When are you gonna look at Ohio State and say, listen, we gotta compensate y'all somehow for what y'all do for us to be able to continue to have a good slot at noontime and to be able to, you know, you continuing to carry the Big Ten like you are or like you have been for so long. And Ohio State, they ain't trying to be greedy, but at the same time, they want to get their value for what they're worth. You can't expect the game is changing so much that and Notre Dame is showing everybody, man, you can go independent and you can go ahead and do your thing because your brand is so nice that people gonna follow you. Your fans ain't going nowhere. Whether you in a conference or not, you can choose to do what you want to do. And I think a lot of teams might start to look at that because it's just being pigeonholed to a 12 o'clock slot because Big Noon wants you there all the time, or a conference wants to make sure that they keep you intact. Eventually you're going to have to be compensated for that kind of stuff. And I think GMs have a really tough job dealing with NIL because you got players that got to come back that next year, especially when you're dealing with you got a Jeremiah Smith on your team and he's only a freshman, bro. You know what I'm saying? So for 2 more years, you got to be able to secure this kid. Now he's one of those players that's just a really good person. So he's
yeah.
not going to bolt on Ohio State. But how many really, really good freshmen do you know might want to test the market? There's not 100% Jeremiah Smiths out there that are freshmen that have been really, really good. There's guys that are going to go test the waters, especially if you're at a place like Boston College, Syracuse, places like that who can't give you the kind of money that an Ohio State or Texas or Georgia can give you. Those guys are going to be hard to retain. So I think GMs have a really tough job, especially at those schools that don't have the kind of bread. Even though they're getting this 20.8, that 20.8 is what everybody's getting. What else can you bring to the table monetarily that's going to help you secure those players who turn out for your team and make the all freshman team, and then all of a sudden this money dollar signs is out there. How are you going to keep those players? I think that's a difficult job for those GMs.
Though, one thing that do help the GMs too, though, is this unlimited coaches. Now, you can hire people in every different department or avenue of this NIL situation, as long as you got the budget for it.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true. The last question we got before we get into the week 7 slate of games. What's your thoughts on BYU's quarterback, Jake? How you say his last name?
Retzlaff, I think.
Reslap's withdrawal from the school. Does that change your opinion on how good or not good BYU will be?
Nah, just because from the things that I've been reading, they got confidence in the kid that's behind him. Uh, I think he's a redshirt junior, so he's been with the program for a couple years. He knows the offense. Now, I mean, BYU, like, Reslap is nice. Don't get it twisted. He's a good quarterback, but BYU's program is not just built on like around quarterback play. That's going to be a good defensive team. Um, they like they like to play tough football. They're gonna probably run the ball real well. That offensive line is solid. So I don't think that quarterback needs to go out and be Superman and put a cape on. The main key about playing quarterback when you have a well balanced football team is you need to just take care of the football. As long as the guy that's coming in can take care of the football, man, they shouldn't really drop off too far. I feel like they shouldn't drop. Now, don't get it twisted. Jake, I seen him win some games last year.
Yeah,
Now, can you pull it out of your hat to win a game or two that you might have to do this year? That's what it's going to come down to. Whether you a one loss team or a four loss team is, can you go out there and win a game once or twice? You know what I'm saying? So, uh, but from I just got to go off of how comfortable they sound. I'm a trust in them. They're around these guys all the time. If they got confidence in their guy that's next up, then that's what I'm gonna go with. You know what I mean? Until I'm proven otherwise.
yeah. I mean, I kind of wish that this young man, whatever happened that has caused him not to leave BYU, I wish that never would have happened for him because I think BYU had a really good chance with him, the quarterback, to make it to the college football playoffs and be in the running for the Big 12. I believe they still can because whoever their backup quarterback is, he's probably been in the system during springtime, maybe even been there last year, so he knows the system pretty well. BYU's not a team that's going to throw the ball all over the field like they used to do back in the days when they had Ty Detmer and Steve Young and all those guys. They're more of a physical, aggressive, smash mouth kind of team that want to run the football, control the clock, and play really, really good defense. So I think they'll still be a really, really viable opponent for anybody in the Big 12 or non-conference, and they're going to play really good football. But I really wish that Jake kid could have been there to play for them this season. But he's going to have to find him a home somewhere else because he's going into the portal. Hopefully, he can find a good destination to go to.
Now, do you think somebody gonna pick him up this year, get him on campus? Maybe not waste a year because it's super late into like going into the season. It's super late to try to implement him into the offense or get him to learn a brand new playbook. Do you think he gonna land somewhere like around this time, or you think it's gonna take some time? They're
Well, I
gonna
think
let the case fizzle out or whatever.
yeah, I think once this portal opens up here in this month, that window between July, whatever it is, to August 5th, I think he's going to find him a home somewhere. I think there's going to be a team out there that could really use a quarterback, even if they bring him in to just be the backup and an emergency guy in case whoever gets hurt, or he might beat out a guy. I mean that they're not quite sure on. I don't. I don't think it's going to be a power four school though. I think it'll be somebody in the group of six. Yeah,
Yeah, man, it's tough though because this is last year eligibility.
this is
If
last year.
I'm him, I might just sit the year out and work on my game and go ahead and handle the civil case or that he got going on. Is it civil or criminal? I don't know if it's civil or criminal, but I will
Yeah,
go ahead and handle the case that he got going on, man, and just go ahead and be around the guys, learn the system, and go somewhere where you know you're gonna get the keys next year.
that sounds like a smart move too, because I'm quite sure he has enough money to pay for his own college for a year, to where he can at least be on somebody's sideline until he can get him a good opportunity to play the following year. That would be a smart move for him because I don't know if he's an NFL uh, type quarterback or not. I haven't seen enough tape of him. Let's get into some of these games in week 7. We got 15 games on the slate. What's your thoughts on Pitt at Florida State? What do you think Pitt will be uh, at this point in the season, and can they upset Florida State?
Man, I'm upset in Pitt, man. I thought Pitt, we seen that quarterback playing last year in that bowl game, and he ain't even. It don't look like he gonna be the starter. So I ain't got no belief in the kid that they got in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with JoJo on this one. I got Florida State winning that game, man. Castellano, he better back up all the things he talking. I'm just saying you ain't supposed to lose the Pit if you talking about Bama and these other dudes. You know what I'm saying? How you talking? So we gonna say Florida State.
Yeah, I definitely thought that Pitt would be, but put all their eggs in the basket for that young man who played in that bowl game and went ahead and moved on from whoever the other guy was that got hurt in that game. But I guess they're not going to do that. And like you said, Castellano, you got to back this up, man. You're at home. You got to beat this Pitt team. Otherwise, the media is going to be on your neck if you play like DJU.
No facts.
What's your
D-
thoughts on Iowa State at Colorado? I was watching the show earlier today, and they were talking about Colorado, and they got a 6.5 uh, over under, and they were talking about how they don't know if they're going to get to that 6.5. Here's a game that they got to win in order to possibly get to that 6.5. What's your thoughts on Iowa State at Colorado?
Hey man, I got Colorado in this game. I'm saying like trying to convince me. I feel like they got a better team. The way he been talking, he think he got a better football team this year. So I mean, Kay Salter, he got the most wins in college football as a quarterback that's in college football right now. Listen, the Big 12 gonna be tough, bro. Everybody gonna beat up on each other. It's gonna be just like the SEC. So I'm rolling with Colorado in this game. Home team win.
Yeah, I know Iowa State lost those two wide receivers that they had last year, and but they still got Rocco. I'm going with Iowa State in this game. I think they're going to travel to Colorado. Now that altitude and all that might have an effect on this game, but I'm still going to go with the physicality of Iowa State to pull out the victory over Colorado and keep Colorado under that 6.5 at this point in the season. What's your thoughts on Arkansas at Tennessee?
Quan,
Are either one of
Quan,
these
you got some tweezers?
are either one of these teams going to be decent enough to get a win in this game and possibly have themselves set up at the back half of the season to be in contention at the top of the SEC?
Yeah, my internet was botching right there. What you say?
We got Arkansas at Tennessee. Can either one of these teams make some noise in the SEC and possibly be up in the middle of the pack or towards the top at this point in the season in week 7?
Uh, Not so. I think Arkansas is going to be in the bottom half, more the middle-ish. Um, the jury is out for Tennessee. They got UCLA. They did quarterback swap with UCLA. Um, I like the Aguilar kid though. He all right. He's straight. That's a gimmicky offense, and it's kind of hard to stop. So I think Tennessee going to make a little bit of noise. I think they're going to probably beat somebody that they shouldn't beat this year. But as far as this game go, man, I like Taylor Green, bro. He remind me so much of Terrell Pryor. Like I'm going Arkansas, bro, with the upset. I think this is going to be an upset. So I think Arkansas is going to get some people that they shouldn't get too, even though they're going to be in the bottom half. This is one of the teams I think they could get.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Tennessee in this game only because they're at home. If this was in Arkansas, I definitely would pick Arkansas to win it because I know Arkansas's fans would be going ballistic and they would make it tough on uh, Tennessee's quarterback with that noise level. But I think it's going to be just the opposite in this one. I think their crowd noise is going to bother Arkansas's offense a little bit. But I really do like Taylor Green as well. I think he's a dangerous guy. Arkansas got lucky that they were able to keep him. Will they be able to keep him if he doesn't decide to go to the NFL next year? I don't know if he's a sophomore, a true sophomore, or if he's a redshirt sophomore or not. But if this is his third year, they're going to have a hard time keeping that young man on their campus for sure. Next, we got Kansas at Texas Tech. Texas Tech has been the biggest spender, I think, out of most of the teams in the Power Four. They've been spending a lot of bread. They've been in the news a lot. Will this money pay off? Because they're playing a really, really talented Kansas team, but it is on the road. So Texas Tech got the home field advantage, and the tortillas and the noise level, and their fans are some of the greatest fans in college football and college sports, period. What do you think about this game? Can Daniels pull the upset in Texas Tech?
Man, if Daniels is healthy, man, he might be the best quarterback, top two, top three in that conference for real. He really a problem. So, man, but listen, Texas Tech is loaded, bro. Hey, they really loaded for real. I don't know if people pay attention to like video game ratings though, but they got dudes at every position, bro. And they supposedly got, I guess this tight end is supposed to be one of the best tight ends in the game. So man, it's gonna be hard to win at Texas Tech with a team that they got if it come together. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go with the home team, man. But we seen Kansas last year. They beat some people towards that end of the year that they wasn't supposed to beat, but they lost a lot of games by 3 points. So it's like this was one of the better teams in the Big 12 last year for real. If you look at it, they just lost one possession games. Now, if it could go the other way for them, they could have easily been 10-2, 11-1 last year. But I don't know, man. I think that crowd's gonna be too much, man. I think it's gonna be rocking. That game is gonna be rocking. Them fans are nuts.
Spending all that money on them daggone tortillas they throw all over the field. That's going to be why I'm gonna pick Texas Tech as well. I think their fans are going to be so hyped every single game this year that they
Facts.
play at home. Their fans are going to be nuts because they were really high on this team and the fact that they spent all this bread. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, if they are not good at this point in the season, you're gonna see the fans go in the opposite direction and be dogging the hell out of them. But I don't think that's going to be the case because Texas Tech is loaded up with a lot of really, really good players. They got a good coach at Joey McGuire, who I think is one of the most. He reminds me of the Detroit Lions coach. He will go for on fourth down and he can be on his own 40-yard line. He is aggressive like that when his with his play calling and going forward, especially when he has a quarterback that has some legs. So if he has that, then I don't know who their quarterback is at the moment off the top of my head. But if he has a quarterback that got some legs, he's going to definitely be aggressive and go for it a lot to try to keep his offense on the field to score some points. So I'm going to pick Texas Tech in this game. And I think it's going to be a good game, but I think in the second half, Texas Tech will start to pull away. Next, we got Iowa and Wisconsin, two teams that I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do this year in the Big Ten. I know Iowa will be one of those teams that plays really, really good defense. Can they get their offensive pass game together so that they can be really, really competitive? Wisconsin, the verdict is still out on them. They got a lot of issues over there in Wisconsin. But I think at home, they can win some games against some of the better teams in the Big Ten. Can they pull a win out right here against Iowa?
Man, Camp Randall is one of the hardest places to play in the Big Ten. Um, but man, by this point, I think Wisconsin gonna be already beat up, bro.
Yeah.
And I think this game is gonna be a dumpster fire, though. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be like 20-7. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be one of them ugly games, super physical. but I think Iowa gonna pull it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Iowa as well, even though it is really tough to play in Camp Randall. I'm gonna take Iowa to win this game, but I agree with you. I think it's gonna be low scoring, ugly, sort of like a 3 yards in a cloud of dust kind of game, to where you want to try to control the tempo. You want to try to get you two scores in and play really solid defense to get out of there with a win if you Iowa. And for Wisconsin, you want to try to do the same thing as well to get a win in Camp Randall. But I got Iowa winning this game as well. We got Virginia Tech at Georgia Tech. If I remember correctly, I think Virginia Tech might be one of your sleeper teams in the ACC, and we're
Absolutely.
high on Georgia Tech as well. So, what's your thoughts on this game between Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech?
Man, I'm praying. I'm praying, bro. I love Kyron Drones, Virginia Tech's quarterback, man. I hope he put it all together this year. If he can put it all together this year, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if they finished in the top four. Going back, bro, Virginia Tech really a football program. That's what's going on with the ACC, man. You just got dudes that's going through slumps, like programs that's just going through slumps. Virginia Tech didn't used to be an easy game. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So, bro, they got talent on that team though. So, man, I wanna side with Kyron Jones, but I just think, bro, that lasting memory of Georgia Tech, and I know they lost Singleton to the portal, but they still got they backfield. They got their quarterback and their running back. I mean, are they gonna be able to replace that production they got from Singleton? We don't know, but man, Haynes King is a monster, bro. He's just a dog. He remind me of like Diego Pavia, just dudes that just leave it on the field, bro. And I just can't pick him to lose this game at home. And I think they still gonna be in contention for to win the ACC at this point. So I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech.
yeah, I like Virginia Tech as well, but I'm gonna pick Georgia Tech to win this game because, like you said, if Haynes King is healthy at any time during the season or during the season, they got a chance to beat anybody they play, man, because this guy is hard nosed. He's going to make plays. No moment is too big for him. No team is scary to him. I think that this team can really be tough in the ACC, and I think that they're going to be in the top 3 or 4 as well. So I'm going to pick Georgia Tech to win this game because they're at home, and I think that their fans will give them enough juice to go ahead and pull out this victory against Virginia Tech. Next, we got South Carolina at LSU.
Mm.
This is going to be a really, really good football game. What's your thoughts? Two of the top quarterbacks in the SEC. We don't know what their defenses are going to look like, but who you got winning this game?
That's a tough one, man. I'm leaning towards South Carolina. I feel like this is like a perfect game for Lenore Sellers to have a Heisman moment. You know what I mean? Like throw your name all the way in the hat, week 7. You feel me? So that's gonna be a good game, though. I'm definitely, I'm gonna be tuned in to a lot of games, but for sure, I'm gonna have a close eye on this one because week 7, LSU could probably have 1 or 2 losses already. I mean, we playing for playoff hopes right here too. Somebody lose this game, you might be out of contention now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna lean South Carolina though, man. Just because I like him more than Nuss. I know Nuss got this ring to him, but Nuss, I feel like Nuss, he's not what he's supposed to be for real. I think he's gonna be a solid NFL quarterback, but if I had to project both of them in the NFL, I would think Lenore Sellers is gonna have a better NFL career. Uh, but this was Nuss's first time full year playing last year too.
Yeah.
Lenore Sellers too, but I'm saying like, are we going to see any type of regression from Nuss? I don't know what I'm going to get out of Nuss this year. Honestly, he had a first round tackle. You know what I mean? The other tackle I think was a high draft pick. I don't think he went in the first round. I think he went in the second or third round or something. But Like, man, you had dudes. You know what I'm saying? You had dudes. Now you got to carry a little more weight. I already know Lenore Sellers can carry weight, though. I seen him do it. You know what I mean? So it really it might come down to whose defense played better this game. You know what I'm saying? But I'm leaning towards South Carolina. Uh, that's gonna be an atmosphere, though, bro.
Yeah, the atmosphere for sure. If it's at 12 or 3:30, I'm going with South Carolina. If it's the night game,
It's
I'm going
over.
with LSU. I'm going with LSU. So it depends on what time it's being played for me. I think that LSU's defense, I know, is not going to be up to par. I know they're going to get Harold Perkins back this year, and they're going to be okay in that area. But I don't know that if they fix that secondary still might be a little suspect. Not the normal secondary you expect at an LSU school, but it depends on what time of day it is for me. So if this game is at 3:30 or earlier, I'm going with South Carolina. If it's a night game, I'm going with LSU. But I really do believe that Lenore Sellers is going to play really good no matter what time this game is because he has something to prove. And I think that he has an opportunity to make some noise in this game, even though they might not win it if it's at night.
Facts.
What's your thoughts on Florida at Texas A&M?
I got Florida in this game. Uh, that's another atmosphere, though. There's just some atmospheres in that SEC. I gotta give it to them. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
like, I don't know, man. I think Florida gonna probably have 3 or 4 L's by this point. I think the coach probably get fired already. So I mean, if he got fired, I mean, maybe they rally around the guy that they put as the intern and come out with a win right here. But it's tricky, bro. If it go how I think it's gonna go, they could very much well start just dumpster flying the rest of the season. You know what I mean? Because after some point, bro, kids that believe and then they take a few of them L's, they be like, man, maybe we ain't what we think. They just quit. They give up. You know what I mean? And I listen. This Florida team is kind of young. You know what I'm saying? So I if they got 3 losses by this point, bro, I could very much well see Marcel Reed and Texas A&M winning this because that's an atmosphere, bro. It's not easy going in there and winning. So, but I'm gonna say Florida, bro, because I just still think, bro, Lagway, he's a better quarterback than I will take him over Marcel Reed any day. I like Marcel Reed too, though, but sometimes you just got to pick the better quarterback.
yeah. This is another game that I feel like the time is played might be advantageous for either one of them. Definitely, if it's at night, it's advantage Texas A&M because that freaking stadium is ridiculous. No matter what time they play, but at night it's really ridiculous. And I agree with you. I think Florida has the better quarterback if DJ Lagway is healthy at this point. But this is a game that neither one of them. It's a must win for both of them at this point in the season. Both of them have to get this win because they could easily both have 1 or 2 losses at this point because they have a stretch in front of them where they play some really, really good football teams. And I think it's going to be a must win for both of them. But I'm going to pick Florida to win this game as well because I think that at this point, their running game and their defense is going to be clicking, and they're going to be able to make some noise out there and do a lot of play action pass for Lagway and use his legs. And I believe he's a better quarterback than Reed as well. Even though I think Reed can be good, they got to figure out a way to get him comfortable to where he can make some throws down the field because he made a lot of mistakes throwing the football last year. Now his legs is beautiful, but he got to get his arm together. But I'm gonna go with Florida in this game as well.
Hey, just looking at the lineup, what game would you put at night
Man,
if you the SEC like for this week?
well, I know for sure that they're gonna put.
We're gonna save that question. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah, we're gonna say, yeah, we're
we
gonna
go.
say, yeah, we're gonna say, Cool. We got next. We got Auburn, Georgia at Auburn. Can Auburn control the tempo of this game enough to keep Stockton on the sideline to possibly wear out this young Georgia defense and pull out the victory at home? What's your thoughts on this one, Georgia at Auburn?
Hey, I don't think there's going to be no gray area for Auburn. I think they're either going to be really good or they're going to be dumpster juice. I'm hoping that they really good. Um, if they're really good, they're going to pull this win out. If they're not, they're just going to get blown out. And that all depends on Darnold. What's his name? What's his name?
Jackson Arnold.
Arnold. Arnold.
Yeah.
Arnold. Jackson Arnold. It's all going to depend on him, man. Because what I saw last year out of him, he is trash. He might be the biggest 5-star bust quarterback we done seen in the last 5 years for real. He ain't it. But he can prove me wrong, though, you know. But I'm going to go Georgia, man. Georgia on the SEC right now. So
Yeah.
everything goes through the dogs, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. Georgia owns the SEC right now. Everything goes through the dogs for sure. I think that Jackson Arnold's confidence level, I hope that it has gotten better since he's in a different environment at Auburn. And he'll have a running attack that is really, really good that can help him with his skill set because he got good legs too. I hope that that helps his passing game. He's able to get some RPO action in there against a young Georgia team. I'm going to pick Georgia to win this game because Kirby Smart is somebody that you just don't go against. And I think he's going to have a good game plan against this Auburn offense, and he's going to give Jackson Arnold some looks, especially in the passing game, that he's not ready for. But I'm going to pick Georgia to win this game because I think that they have the better talent on their team, even
Hey,
though they're young.
and let me say this, too. This is another atmosphere.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's go over into the Big 12 real quick for a game. Arizona State at Utah. I think that these are going to be two of the better teams in this conference. If Utah can get the right quarterback in their system, I know Cal Whittingham puts out a good product defensively, hard nosed players, really gritty and aggressive. But are they going to have the quarterback that they need to be able to upset a really, really talented Arizona State team who may have the best quarterback in their conference? What's your thoughts on Arizona State at Utah?
All right, this is a little bit of breaking news. If you are tuned in to the WTP Sports Dudes podcast, I am officially switching who I think is going to win the Big 12 to Utah. Now, it's two reasons. They got the Lobos OC and they got the Lobos quarterback. Devin Dampier, I can't think of the OC's name. They both came over to Utah. But another little sneaky nugget. Nate Johnson transferred from Vanderbilt back to Utah.
Mm.
Bro, Nate Johnson when the guy went down 2 years ago, he came in and filled in for him. And I was like, man, why is this dude not starting somewhere? He's probably the fastest quarterback I've seen since Mike Vick. But they got two quarterbacks, but they gonna use him as a weapon. So I just feel like they about to deploy some different type of offense that you ain't never even seen at Utah with them two guys. I'm talking about triple option passes and all types of stuff. Because that's what you can do when you got athletes like them two guys. But I know the defense is going to be good. And I guarantee this nobody's going into Utah and winning. So this is an L for Arizona State. I don't see nobody going into Utah winning.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I think that Arizona State will have a good team. They're not going to sneak up on anybody this year, though. They don't have Scatterboo. They do have one of the better quarterbacks in the conference. But I think Utah at home is going to be good enough defensively to slow them down enough to win this game. So I'm going with Utah as well. What's your thoughts on Indiana traveling way out to Eugene, Oregon to take on the Oregon Ducks? Will they be able to prove me wrong and prove that they're going to be a really, really good team this year? And can they give a game to Oregon out there in Eugene?
Yeah, I got Indiana with the upset. I think Indiana's going to be a better football team than they was even last year. Um, I got more confidence in the quarterback from Cal than I did of Rourke. But the biggest thing with Oregon is, man, they lost their top target, bro. I know they got Decorian Moore. Then they got the dude that spit on my guy last year. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
But like, bro, losing Evan Stewart, bro, that's a blow. That's a blow, bro. Dude was gonna be a top 2 round pick in the draft if he came out, you know. So unfortunate injury. I don't think though that like some of these, the Corian Moore, he's a baller. Don't get it twisted. But some of these dudes, I just think they don't have enough experience. Indiana's going to be a very experienced team, bro. I've already did my studies on them. They got dudes that didn't play football, so I don't think the atmosphere is going to be too much for them. It is hard to go in Oregon and win, though. It will be an atmosphere. Um, but I don't know. Maybe this is a little homerism. Listen. I know Oregon in the Big Ten now, but this is only the second year anniversary. I want them. I want somebody to lay a whooping on them, kind of like how we did, but like in a Big Ten matchup. I want somebody to lay it on them, bro. And I'm hoping Indiana will do that.
This game right here is now if if Oregon is going to lose in Eugene, Indiana is a team that I think could possibly upset them there. Um, I think that they're going to go in there. They're not going to be afraid. They're not going to have uh, a feeling where they feel like this stadium is too big for them. They've played in some great stadiums already throughout their whole entire time in the Big Ten. So I don't think that's even going to be an issue. I wonder if the fact that they got to travel so far will have any effect on the players going out there to Eugene. I think that Oregon is going to have better talent, but that doesn't mean anything because Indiana understands how to beat teams, and I think they're going to be decent. I don't think they're going to be as good as last year. Record wise, the team might be better, but record wise, because I think they play a little tougher schedule than they did last year. But I'm going to pick Oregon to win this one. I don't think they're going to let Indiana come in there and steal it. But it could possibly happen, though. But the atmosphere will be jumping. Next, we got Michigan at USC. They got to travel out west. Um, I'm anxious to see what this USC team is going to look like, and I'm anxious to see what this Michigan team is going to look like. Both of them have questions about their teams and situations that's going on with them. What's your thoughts on this one? Are you going to pick your rival to pull the upset?
Nah, I've been saying this for like 2 months now. This is a L that I got on Michigan's on schedule this year. They're not beating USC at home. I just don't see it, bro. I think the defense gets a little better in USC. I think they were severely underrated because they went 6-6 last year. I thought they was actually a good football team. Um, I think they got their feet wet in the Big Ten. They more compatible with their personnel to manage this season, and I think they're gonna make a little bit of noise in the Big Ten this year. I got USC in this game.
Yeah, this game to me seems more like a pickle. But I'm gonna go with USC as well. They're at home. I think that that advantage and them Michigan having to travel to the West Coast, time difference and all that might have an effect. I wonder if they will put this game in an early slot, which they probably won't. Probably at 3:30 will probably be the earliest they will put this game. I hope it's not a night game though, for sure. But I think the USC has enough to win this game in a close one. It was a really good battle last year, really close win by Michigan last year. I think USC will pull it out this year.
What's the time difference from Eastern time and Cali time?
3 hours.
Yeah, this would probably be like a 6 o'clock kickoff.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean it's gonna be 3:30 here. three o'clock here, but it's probably gonna be like a 6 o'clock kickoff in Cali.
Well, they're behind us by 3 hours.
Oh, they behind us,
Yeah.
so it only makes sense to have it at.
So it'll be noon there if they play at noon, but it'll be like 3 o'clock here, 3:30 here, 12:30 there.
Yeah, it only makes sense to have it at 3:30 Cali time then, because
Yeah.
these ain't you can't put no night games. You're
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
can.
fighting the S. You're gonna be fighting the SEC. You don't want to do that. Not this week. You don't
Yeah.
want to fight the SEC this week, and we already know Ohio State and Illinois is playing at noon.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Next, we got the Red River rivalry, Oklahoma and Texas in the Red River. This game, I believe, is going to be at 3:30. I think they already announced that. Um, so we know that this won't be the night game, and they will probably never play this game at night. The fact that it's at the the state fair, so 3:30 game, Red River. Who you got in there? Well, I already know who you got, but tell the people who you got.
Why you gotta say it like that, my dog? Yeah, yeah, you know I got OU beating y'all this year, man. Hey, it's a rivalry matchup. It ain't no shame in it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh,
just like at a certain point, bro, your rival get tired of losing to you, bro, and it just happen. Even when it's not supposed to happen. And trust me, I know. You feel me? I know. Like I think they tired of losing to y'all, bro. So they gotta get y'all because if they don't get y'all this year, when is the next time they gonna get y'all?
when hell freezes over.
See what I'm saying? Never. Nah, man, I think they got to get this win this year, bro. I think they got everything they need too, you know. So, there shouldn't be no excuses. You feel me? I'm going Oklahoma 30-24.
If they score 30 points, they'll probably win this game. I don't see them scoring 30 points, and I don't see them beating my Texas boys personally. But I think they're going to play a lot better than what they played when it was 49-0 and when it was 34-3 last year. I think they have a really good chance of doing what they did with Dylan Gabriel and sort of surprising Texas with some offensive schemes that Texas may not be ready for. Seeing that they got a new offensive coordinator, a much better quarterback, even though their receivers might not be what they need them to be, I think they're going to be a better team offensively than they were last year, and they're going to score more points than three. But I still got Texas winning. I think Texas defense will eventually figure things out and be able to slow them down in the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, and pull out this win in this Red River rivalry. So I got Texas winning it. Even though I really respect Oklahoma's defense and what they're able to do defensively, as long as their offense can sustain some drives, they will be in this game. It's going to be on Texas to make sure that they get Oklahoma in some three and outs and really be able to flip the field when they need to with their kicker, with their punter. Something that Texas wasn't able to do last year. Their special teams was horrible last year. They got to prove upon that because in games like this, if you have bad special teams, you can get upset.
And look, I think this is gonna be the most points y'all give up all year, and y'all play my Buckeyes. I just think the Red River, you know, it ain't the rivalry. We know what the real term is. I don't want to possibly get a strike. So I'm going to just say, you know what it is.
Yeah,
Man, this is what this game is. You know what I'm saying? This is just what this game is. Even when both of y'all both could be some bums. And
yeah.
it's still going to be what it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, facts. That is true. That is always a scary game on the schedule for me. I'm always on the edge of my seat. My heart is pounding almost out my chest. Next, we got NC State going to Notre Dame to play the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Can NC State be that team that Marcus Freeman and his boys have a letdown and let somebody sneak in there and get a win like they did with Northern Illinois last year? Can NC State do that in this game?
No, Notre Dame is going to pop NC State. This is not the one for me. I don't think. NC State is going to be as bad as they might show in a game like this. Um, but they don't got nothing for Notre Dame.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they have anything for Notre Dame, even though I think they're going to be a better team than they were last year. Talking about NC State, I don't think they're going to be good enough to beat Notre Dame. Right now, Notre Dame has a confidence in that at that school that they feel like they can beat anybody on there. Even though they got some games before this one that can possibly tell us a lot about Notre Dame at this point in the season, but I don't think NC State is going to be somebody that can upset them. The last game we got on the slate is Ohio State at Illinois. An Illinois team that we feel like is going to be the Indiana from last year that has a chance. They have the schedule. They have a really, really veteran team. Can they pull the upset on your Buckeyes in Champaign, Illinois?
Yeah, they can do it, but that don't mean it's going to happen. We're going to pop them. Yeah, we're going to pop them. But this is one of three games that I do think we could possibly lose this year. Um, Illinois, Texas, and the Penn State game. Them are the three games that circled that I feel like if we don't come to play, we can lose those games. But I don't see Illinois beating us, man. I just don't. They got an experienced team. Yeah, true. Man, you know how much talent is on our roster though. Like
Yeah.
by this time, everything should be figured out. I don't care. I don't want no excuses, no nothing. We got dudes as top 100 recruits that they talking about. They don't know if they good enough to be on the two deep. You know what I mean? So nah, man. Listen, Illinois, I done looked up their recruiting classes that they done had over the past 4 years. Yeah, they got experience, man. They don't got the type of talent we got. There's no way we should lose this game on the road or not. And I don't know if people understand things like this. When Ohio State runs out of your tunnel, it's a little fear in your heart when you see us. I mean, that's how much of a chokehold we done had the Big Ten in. They know. Indiana came into Ohio State last year. You could tell them boys was nervous. And I don't feel like it's going to be no different right here. I don't think Illinois is going to be up for the pressure.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking Ohio State to win this game. The thing that I like about Ohio State's schedule, about Texas' schedule, about all the teams that we think are going to be really good and possibly could make the 12-team playoffs, is they have a really good early contest to go fix some things that they might make mistakes in that first or second game of the season. Then they got a mid-season game that's a really good football game where they can readjust and see how good they are again. And then they got some late games that is going to tell the story and propel them going into the college football playoffs. But I think this is one of those games where Ohio State will get to see really, really how good they are, how talented they are, and I think they're going to be too talented for Illinois, and they're going to win this game pretty easily because I just think they are loaded, man. They are loaded. So I guess we went through some games and we could probably see what game that we think that they will put at night because we already know it's not going to be uh, Michigan and USC or Oklahoma and Texas or Ohio State and Illinois. Out of those games, which one do you think might go at night? Or which one would you want to see at night?
It's absolutely South Carolina, LSU. But if I can't get that one, you got to give me Georgia and Auburn that night.
Yeah. I was going to say the same one as far as South Carolina and LSU at night. But if not that one, I would want to see the Florida at Texas A&M. I would like to see how Florida handles that 12th man at night. Because I'm telling you, when I watched that Texas game last year, now granted it was their rival, but them fans, man, woo, they was on charge, bro. And I would
Yeah.
like to see that game at night. If
Now,
if if not LSU and South Carolina.
Yeah, now it's gonna be more than one game. So the other game on here though that I would pair with that, because people like to flip the TV back and forth. I would pair Arizona State and Utah with that SEC game, and that's a good 1-2 combination in my opinion. You got a little bit of the West Coast kind of sort of, you know what I mean. And then you got the SEC country. I listen. I like that. You know what I mean. That'd be a dope 7:30 lineup for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would like to see that one too. When I went down the list, I after you said it, I said let me go look at that one. And in comparison to the other ones, that would be the game that I would pick as well. I would like to see that game also, that Utah and Arizona State,
You
which I
know,
think
you,
is a
you
good
know
comp.
though, Indiana and Oregon might be a night game though.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah. I think it will be. I think it will, but that's a good one too.
yeah,
That's a good
it
one
is.
too.
I mean, so I don't know. I don't trust Fox, but I know this is going to be a premier game because both of these teams made the playoffs last year,
Yeah,
and they're both expected to be really good again. So I mean, they had us play Oregon at night. I think they're going to always highlight one night game at Oregon every year,
yeah. I
and
agree with that.
this might be the perfect chance to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold up though. Pull up Oregon schedule. Don't they play Penn State at
Uh,
home?
no. Let me see. I think they do. Cause Penn State don't got Michigan. I think they got Ohio State and Oregon.
Yeah, I think it's at home too.
Oregon football schedule. Yeah, they got Penn State at Penn State. This is 7:30 game. It's already gonna be a night game.
Yeah,
I
this
think
that game ain't that Indiana game ain't gonna be a night game. Then it's gonna be that might be a noon game, and then they might slot Ohio State and Illinois at 3:30.
well, if they play the Indiana game at noon, and this out there in Eugene, Oregon, I think they might be 2 hours behind us. That means they're at 10 o'clock. So they
Oh
might be
no,
a three
then
thirty
they
game.
got the 3:30 slot, and we got the noon slot. It's a combination of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Or
gonna have to play that. They're not gonna put that. You said, yeah, nah, they not. I don't think they're gonna give them 2 night games. I just don't see that.
Oregon they got a schedule in their hand, man. It ain't no cupcake. They got
I
to
was
go
trying to,
Iowa.
I was trying to tell y'all that.
Yeah. They get USC at home. They got to go to Washington. They got to go to Iowa. They get Wisconsin at home. They get Indiana at home. They go to Purdue. Yeah, it's not. It's not. I mean, and then we don't know what Oklahoma State is going to look like. They don't got no cake schedule. It's not cake. That's for sure.
Washington's supposed to have the best running back in the Big Ten.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so like a lot of these games, I think people just don't know about certain teams, or what they got. So
Yeah.
it's like it's like fuck around or mess around and find out. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
But just watch Big Ten Media Day. I think it's July 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, through the 24th. I
Yeah.
think it's the same time as y'all's for real. When is y'all's?
There's this SEC's is next week.
Well, I think it might be the same as the ACC then.
Yeah.
It's the same time as somebody. It's like the 22nd or 23rd or something. But you'll find out a lot about a lot of different dudes on these different teams during media day. If you don't feel like doing your own research, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I tried to catch a lot of the Big 12 last week, and it was real informative, man. I liked what I saw. So yeah, they start this week on Monday. They
The
start
SEC.
SEC. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What 5 p.m. Or is it
Uh,
early? It's early 12.
it's early. Yeah, it's early. So the first day is LSU, Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt, and then on Tuesday you got Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas, and then Wednesday you got Alabama, Florida, Mississippi State, and Oklahoma, And then on Thursday, you got Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Texas A&M. Everybody gonna pack up their bags on Thursday. I mean Wednesday night and go ahead and get up on out of there. Cause
Yeah, I
don't
about to
know,
say I only need to watch day 2 and 3 for real.
right? Like man, you should have mixed that up a little bit better than that. That's horrible.
Nah, but look, so I don't know. I think they be doing it right because for real, it's like if you look at our Big Ten media today, they paired us with Illinois because I don't know. I guess they think that's one of our premier games, but everybody else in our media day, all the spotlight gonna be on Ohio State and Illinois.
Yeah,
Just like the other 2 days, I feel like they just make. I don't know. I think they kind of went alphabetical order in it too, though. Like kind of, sort of.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's gonna work out for them. I guess at that point everybody gonna be tired anyway, so they don't mind it being boring because they're gonna be tired.
Facts.
All right, bro. Well, I don't have anything else. If we got anything out there in the chat that y'all want us to answer or to talk about, we can do that real quick. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and sign out and get our day started on this fine Saturday. It's gonna be hot here in Columbus, Ohio, though.
Yeah, man. What you got to do?
They're gonna be celebrating my little brother Durrell's. His birthday was Wednesday, but they're gonna celebrate it today. So I might go by there for a little bit. They're gonna have it at my daughter's house, so I might go by there for a little bit. Other than that, I'm just gonna chill out, man. Whenever I got some time alone for myself, I try to do it all by myself.
Facts.
Yeah. What about you? What you got going on?
Man, I'm still child proofing. So
Oh, okay, okay.
I
Yeah.
got more child proofing. I got this project that I'm doing for college football season. I'm putting the projector up, and I mean in the basement. So I'm about to paint the wall black. It's no windows down there. It's gonna be perfect.
Did you find anything that you use for your cabinets to lock your cabinets so that your baby can't get in there where you got your solutions and stuff after your cleaning?
Yeah, I got the same things, the little things we use at the schools.
Oh,
The
okay,
little
okay,
yeah, the little clips. Yep, she ain't nope. They already on there.
okay, cool, cool.
Now I gotta go through the house and plug up all the electrical stuff, like with the plugs
Yeah,
in the walls.
yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
finish that. Uh, really, and then I'm about to mount some stuff and take some tables out and get rid of them.
All right, cool, cool. Well, look, sound like you got your Saturday already planned out, my brother.
And I gotta go to work.
Oh, hey, ooh. All right, well, hey, listen, fix your house up and go get some money. Ain't nothing better than that.
Nah, facts.
All right, bro. Well, I'll see you tomorrow morning if you can make it at 9 a.m. for our 9 a.m. live stream.
Yes, sir.
Sunday. All right,
I'll
bro.
be
Have a
there.
good one.
All right,
All right.
one.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.